Today is July 16th, 2018. This is Ashlyn on Mount Shasta in one of her favorite portals, channeling Jesus. The question was asked by one of her clients about the value of darkness versus light. Would you like to state that in a more clear, succinct sentence, Angela?
Is
You're saying it's okay to be evil and there's a reason for it?
no, I think it's ultimately it's better to be good because it benefits all, and it makes you feel happier. But I'm wondering, is the universe? It seems that everything people talk about the universe being good, and about the light, but I don't think. I think the choice to turn towards the dark is um, maybe not right, but a person's choice. And I'm confused about spirit guides because they seem benevolent for your own good, but what if a person is of a dark alignment, evil alignment? What then? What are their spirit guides like? What are their, what, and you talk about a higher self. Could that higher self be a dark, a dark version of yourself? I just feel that everything is skewed towards the light, which maybe in a way is not how the universe works, because the universe is dualistic.
Thank you. I am Jesus the Christ, as some of you call me. I am known by other names as well. Today I speak as Jesus through Ashlyn, because that is her preferred name of me. I come as one who walks in the light. I come as one who knows how to travel in the darkness when necessary also. I come as one who sees the progression of mankind, of humankind. And I see that that progression is moving in many different ways. Some people are moving purposefully toward the light. Others are moving purposefully toward the darkness. There are many in between who are not moving purposefully toward anything because they have not come to the awareness within themselves that they do have a purpose and that it is their choice, the direction they choose to walk in. So I hear your question, your plea for understanding. And I find you a bit confused at this point because you're saying working toward or moving toward the light is what makes you feel good. Most people enjoy feeling good, but they don't all understand how to move toward that direction, to make that a reality in their life. And so they begin to lose hope and start looking in places that offer them many of the things they want without the need to be good and kind and compassionate. There are those who go so far as selling their souls to the devil, as some people call it, in return for all the gifts and pleasures that they seek. But as you choose to walk down that pathway, it gets very exciting in the beginning when you start receiving all these wonderful things. But as a part of that process, you have to give back to the one who is giving you all those things. You lose your own freedom. You lose your own soul, which you just sold. What happens to your soul once it is sold to another? That is energy. That is energy that your body could be using to move forward in a purposeful way. But no, it is being used by those who are often called those of the darkness. And you eventually begin to lose your good health, your energy, your insight. But sitting all around you are all these physical pleasures that you have received. Eventually, you will not even be strong enough to take advantage of those pleasures. That is one path to walk on. The darkness can also be seen as one of the paths you can walk upon in order to educate yourself. Some say you need darkness in order to understand the light. I'm not so sure that is a correct assumption, because I have spent so much time walking the paths of light. I cannot be a good spokesperson for how delightful it is to walk in the darkness. You understand? I walk in the light because it uplifts me. It makes me feel good. It helps me and encourages me to love not only myself, but to love those who are around me. And as I love those who are around me, they smile and return the favor and love me back. That way you spread love and light everywhere you go. And that is a path of uplifting self and others. One that has gotten a lot of credence over the years. Now, those who are walking the path of darkness, and I do not mean to say that all those who walk that path do what I'm about to say, but they have no heart. They have no feeling for others. They have only greed and the desire to give themselves what they feel they deserve. And they do not care how they attain that. Often they attain that by heinous abuse of another physical form, including one as old or as young as a newborn child. Have you heard of bloodletting?
No.
Have you heard of drinking one's blood in order to gain the power, the energy, and the soul of another person? That is a common practice by many of those. who walk that dark path. And so what do you think that kind of practice does to society as a whole? Fear-based consciousness is the first phrase that comes into my mind. Those who do not have the power and the knife in their hands fear those who do. And when you are in fear, that contracts your energy field. And when your energy field is contracted, you're not able to access the divine love and wisdom that lives within each one of us. And so you wander around in fear, running from this, running from that, when instead you should be standing tall in your power, in a place of love, compassion, joy, and beauty, following your passion, doing what you love most, and creating a society that blooms like the most beautiful garden of flowers you can imagine. That is what we are here to do, is to encourage each other to bloom as those magnificently divine flowers, quote unquote, that we can all become. Not to destroy and kill and maim and wound. Do you have a question you would like to ask at this point?
Yes. Those people who in a state of fear, those people who choose the dark, but isn't it?
Many of those who are in a state of fear do not choose the dark. They have been so weakened and threatened. They have no other place to go but fear. That is not a choice.
Right.
That is something they have been forced into by outside circumstances. You see the difference?
I agree. Of those people who sold their souls willingly, isn't there then forces of dark, beings of dark, who help them in turn, just like the forces of light have beings of light?
Yes, there
Uh-huh.
are.
So, there's a...
What is the point you wish to make?
It just seems when we have our spirit helpers or our loved ones around us, could it be that those people who have chosen a different path, I guess it makes sense, then they have a different team of beings and people around them to support them in what they do?
I would not call it support. I would call it manipulation and control. Many of those who have chosen the dark path see the error of their ways, but they are so deeply ingrained in that process that they fear their life if they back out and decide to do something else for good reason. Those dark spirit guides, as you called them, are there to drain their energy, take their life force, make them less powerful so that they can continue feeding on their energy.
Isn't it possible that, and then also in a way to help them create more chaos, to sow more suffering, and along the way, which is what they want, but it's possible for a soul to continue further down that path to become darker and darker. So instead of ascending, descending to ultimate evil, to become like a, if we talk about the desire to become like an ascended master, to become like a descended master, to become as evil as possible, and in so gaining power in that manner.
The power that they get is used through manipulation and control. To what benefit is that? Does it benefit another or just the one who holds the most power? You were talking about a society where there is no sharing, there is no loving, there is no compassion. There's only greed, manipulation, control, and the desire to kill in order to receive what they want. If that's the type of world you choose to live in. Then I don't have very good thoughts about your future. The future that I am creating is one that spreads love, is one that is based on the principles of caring and helping another to come to the awareness of who they are, the powers that they carry around inside of them, and then eventually get to the place where they can use those powers to better other people rather than to murder and maim, manipulate and control. I understand your need for a sense of balance between the light and the dark. But it comes with little preconception about what the consequences are of being such an evil person with no care for another. The world is far too full of people like that at this time. There are those on this planet who are working non-stop to help those who have chosen to walk the dark path find a way out without getting killed or jailed or losing all their physical belongings to those who have been controlling and manipulating them over such a long period of time. Not everyone that follows that dark way of being wants to continue doing it. So the path that is being walked upon now by many admirable souls of the light is to connect with those people who are ready to say, I'm finished with this dark path. Please show me another way. Get me out of here. Now, I believe we have spoken of the darkness long enough at this time. And those of you who are watching this video may want to take a look around you and see if there are any dark souls that have accumulated in your neighborhood or your living room as you watch us talk about this negative force that is so rampant on the planet. You simply need to invite it into your space in order for it to come, and one way of inviting it is watching all those negative shows about violence, zombies, etc., etc. Just watching that show invites that energy into your home. Is that what you want you and your children to wake up to in the morning for breakfast? I think not. Now you, young lady, you can choose whatever path you should desire to walk upon. You can walk upon them both for a while and see which one sucks you in so that you cannot return without great, great power and confusion, and which one uplifts you and helps you to spread your wings and fly like the beautiful divine being that you are. That is why so many follow the path of light. But then again, there are those who are in the middle who have no idea that there is even a path to follow. They're basically concerned with their own survival and what they can do to make it through yet one other day. Those are the ones who, if you are listening to this, it is my heartfelt plea to encourage you to ask someone how you begin walking a path of light. It is quite simple, but sometimes the hands-on approach works better than just hearing the voice of a channel who may or may not be channeling the Jesus he says he is. What I suggest about walking the path of light is looking at yourself as a divine being of light who is living inside of a human form for a very short period of time at this moment here on earth. And that divine being of light that is inside of you automatically wants to be a part of more light, to be around those who are of the light, who are kind, generous, compassionate, creative, loving, joyful individuals who are actually enjoying life in human form. I want to encourage all of you to begin moving in that direction. And if you need to explore the darkness, as this young woman who is asking these questions today does, know that there are very serious repercussions of being sucked into that vortex to the point where it's almost impossible to extricate yourself from that position. Or would you rather fly, open your wings and fly like the angelic being of light that you are, and collect beautiful, loving, kind, compassionate friends and relations around you? I ask you to contemplate the difference between the two and see which place your heart is asking you to go to or to find or to become a part of. Be honest, be truthful with yourself. And when you have that answer, follow that path and do it with great vigor and passion and creativity. And I, Jesus Christ, am available to assist you, to comfort you, to advise you. Call on me and I shall be there. Me and many other beings who walk in the light. We are here to uplift, not to stick our dark straw into your energy field and suck the life out of you, which the darkness does on a regular basis. That is all I have to say this day, except please know I love you all, no matter who you are, where you are, what you are doing, how confused your mind may or may not be. I love you all and know that you are my brothers and sisters who deserve to have every single opportunity that you could possibly imagine come to you. But in order for that to happen, you must believe in yourself, love yourself, recognize the light within you, start walking on your own personal path of light. Thank you. Now be at peace, for all is truly well.